On today's home front and this anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks, a veterans group is working to honor the first responders who gave their lives 24 years ago. The Travis Manion Foundation is kicking off its annual 9/11 Heroes Run in communities across the country. The goal: unite people and make sure the nation fulfills its promise to never forget. We're joined now by Ryan Manion, the CEO of the Travis Manion Foundation and Gold Star sister of Marine First Lieutenant Travis Manion, who was killed in Iraq while protecting his fellow Marines in 2007. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us. I should note this is actually the 18th year that you are doing this incredible Heroes Run, and it's grown a lot. It's just part of what the Travis Manion Foundation does. Tell us about all the people that you're uniting through this.
Sure. So we started the 9/11 Heroes Run shortly after the death of my brother in 2007. And here we are 18 years later. And this year we'll have over 100 events, bring out 60,000 people across the country to, like you said, honor our commitment to never forget. And I think it's so important, even more now than it ever once was, that we galvanize communities to come together and unite.
So Travis was so aware of how his service was inextricably linked to the losses that we suffered as a nation on 9/11. He actually visited the FDNY before he deployed, and you went back to visit with them, which we have some photos of. What was that like for him, and what was that like for you?
You know, very shortly before he left for Iraq on a second deployment, he went up to Rescue 1, and he spent the day with the firefighters there, and they gave him a hat. And on the back of the hat, it said 9/11, never forget. And he gave that hat to my dad and said to my dad, you know, wear this while I'm gone, and remember, this is what we're fighting for. He never made it back from that deployment. And I went to Rescue 1 and sat down with those firefighters that spent the day with them. And, you know, you look at the span of 24 years ago, 9/11 led to a 20-year war. And so the sacrifices that were made on that day and the years that follow are just so profound.
Yeah, they certainly are. And before he deployed to Iraq, Travis said, if not me, then who? That was his mantra. How do you think about that now? How do you think that other people can think about that as a guiding principle, especially today on 9/11?
I mean, I think that those 5 words that my brother spoke before leaving for that deployment are indicative of our entire generation of men and women who have stepped up to serve. And I think now, more than ever, each and every one of us need to adopt that motto into our own lives, come together, remember not just September 11th, but remember what September 12th felt like. Remember how unified we were as a country. And gosh, today, more than ever, we need that so much.
Yeah, we certainly need it. And, you know, I think that was an event that brought so many people together, and it sort of provided a path forward for people. We are at a time where there is so much division. I wonder how you're thinking about that and about this event, where I know you get a lot of feedback about this bringing people together, and so many years after 9/11, folks are very clear they really need that.
They do. And I think more importantly, too, it's about educating our next generation, right? You and I remember where we were on September 11th, but there's so many that weren't even here. And so let's make sure that we teach them about what happened, the sacrifices, and the incredible heroism that was made on that day. But let's also teach them about what it means to come together as a community, to be neighbors with each other, to be okay with differences of opinion, but come together under the common goal that we love this country and we love what it represents.
Yeah, Ryan, we need that more today than we need it any day. And thank you so much for sharing this with us. And thank you so much for the sacrifice of you and your family. And we're thinking of your brother on this day as well. Thank you.
Thank you.